all of your awesome Godzilla figures, Kokis has you covered with all of that. This includes Hiya Toys and now Monster Arts and other Godzilla lines. Another great thing, Kokis has free shipping to selected countries with great fast shipping. I've pre-ordered all of my figures from Kokis without any issue. It's a trustworthy website amongst the collectors who also recommend this great website. You can also get all your figures cheaper by using my discount code. Use code RubiGamingx to get 6% off on the entire website. This includes small, medium, big figures, literally anything. It doesn't have to be Godzilla related. Every single figure by using my discount code, you obtain 6% off. So what are you waiting for? Help yourself out and help me in return by using my discount code on the entire website to get your fast shipping and great figures. It's highly recommended, and if your package gets lost for whatever reason, simply contact customer support and they should be able to help you right away without an issue. Very great website, trustworthy. Today we're going to be reviewing Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire Kong 2024 version from Hiya Toys. First release, which was coated in a brownish type of gray color, and the articulation was not the best. It felt very limited. Well, Hiya Toys has gave us this big improvement with their new Kong 2024 version, and it's not only a articulated improvement, there's lots of details and things that the previous figure did not have, and we're going to talk about that when it comes to details, sculpture wise, articulation, and big improvements and accessories. A color difference in the movie and on the figure with Kong to show that he's mature, that he's grown throughout the years, and you see that with this more black type of tone that he has throughout his body, and he has a beard now, or as some people would call it, just more grown hair overall throughout his body. You can really see those defined details, something that we didn't really see with the previous version, and it shows that he's more powerful, he's grown, and this is a more experienced Kong. If you look at the previous Kong, the details were not very much defined compared to this newer version. You can really see the hair popping out, and even on the arms you guys can see there's a huge difference, how the texture is more realistic to capturing the overgrown hair on Kong and the overall big difference on the head sculptures. From a side profile, you can see a huge difference. So we're going to get into the articulation. Let's start at the top with the arms. They can do this much with articulation. They can move side to side a lot and bend upwards this much, and the elbows allow the figure to bend this much in and out, and you're not very limited how the previous figure was, where you couldn't really do this pose right here, and the elbows have a lot of articulation. The hands, you can see that they spin 360 degrees as well. You can move them a little bit in and out. Same thing for the other arm. Now the head sculpture, you can move left and right, down and up. upwards articulation is pretty good, I would say. Downwards, solid. You can really move it even side to side, which you can get Kong to look in a unique pose with this right here. Now, this is already a big upgrade. What it's able to do already with the hands, elbows, that was not there in the previous version. It was very limited. Even doing this was also very hard for the original figure. Now here's where we see a big difference on the bottom portion of the figure, the abs. You can really see that they completely changed the sculpture on this figure, and you no longer have the abs how the first release did. There's no more abs. The scratches are done differently, which I will compare yet again, and there's more details overall for sure. Now it has 3 segments: bottom, middle, and top. This is going to allow for more articulation, and this is what I'm talking about. The range can go side to side. You can look upwards, downwards, this much, which is really great. The first release couldn't really do much with this already, and this is already impressive articulation, big improvement from the first ever release. And Hiya really did an amazing job right here. The bottom portion, there's also more articulation from the original one. It's done differently, even the segments. This is really going to allow more smooth articulation. Just watch this. The original one couldn't even do that. Look at that. Look at the knees. Look how much they kick and bend. The knee is very impressive. Now he can do that infamous pose that he originally couldn't even do with the first release. And yeah, there's just more articulation on the leg segment, and you can really get Kong to do lots of poses, which previously he wasn't. One of the main features with this axe compared to the previous one, it is fully translucent, and it has a very unique effect. It is different from the original one. Color wise and sculpture wise, there's more on here, and I very much love this one. Just look at all the details that you can really see on the dorsal from Godzilla. Looks very impressive, and I will be showcasing how it's translucent. Like the first release, this one has something very awesome that I did not expect, and I don't think they officially announced it, but the eyes are done out of marble. You guys can see how realistic they look. This is the first time we've ever seen it with this line, and it is impressive. They look realistic, especially when the light shines at it. Very beautiful. If it's not done by marble material, it's probably done by translucent resin, and I just love the way they look. At a certain angle, you guys can see how they get dark. As soon as you hit it with the light, just look how majestic this looks. I don't think we've seen a sculpture like this ever before, and that's absolutely a 10 out of 10. Hiya Toys definitely has to use this for Godzilla in future releases, because this just secures that the figure is going to look straightforward, no derpy eyes, nothing looking completely wrong, and this looks impressive. I'll showcase this with the accessories, but yeah, very beautiful. This figure comes with 2 extra heads, and you can see that those have the same marble finish, ember type of color to it, and they look beautiful. One, you see he's sort of mad, grinting at you, and the other one fully roaring, just getting ready to showcase his power. And you do see a difference in the teeth. One of them doesn't have the metallic enhancement, and the other one does. So I guess you can sort of take this as you have the option to pose your figure if you want it to look like at the beginning of the movie. We have all of the accessories. You have fist right here, Your traditional fist, very good. Open hands. This is where you have Kong facing up against Shimu, and this is one of the hands that got frostbite by Shimo, and it has a lot of blood. I'm going to showcase that up close so you guys can see how it looks, and the details on it is very impressive. It's very impressive. I wasn't expecting this. The cuts and the blood look really impressive. Here's the color on it, and here's the other pair. In total, you do have 3 pair of heads if you want to look at it that way. Now, the head sculpture is also a big improvement versus the previous one. You can definitely see how much accurate this 2024 version is in so many ways. Just big improvements with color wise, and even the teeth, definitely a big improvement. They look more sharper here. There's more details on the head sculpture as well. Just look at that from the side view. Hopefully that's a good angle. It's a day and night difference for sure, and it's more accurate. This Kong looks more accurate compared to the original one. Look at that big difference. How much of a difference does that ember type of marble finish on the eyes look? More realistic. This one, well, it is good. You can see how it sort of looks derpy. They're not fully looking straight. While this one, perfection. Really impressive. We're going to detach the original head, and we're going to replace it with one of the newer heads. There you go. Now, if you do have a hard time, I do recommend you to use a hair dryer. That should definitely make your life a lot easier. So this is the one roaring. Looks impressive. Look at the eyes. The sculpture looks awesome. I gotta say, this looks extremely awesome. Just look at that. The accuracy on this sculpture, even comparing it to some statues, it is impressive how you can really see the growth on Kong. Look at that. You see that? It's beautiful. So that's the second head sculpture, if you want to pose them like that. Now let's take a look at the next one. So here's the final extra head sculpture that we have. Personally, this is my favorite one. This is absolutely my favorite. It's between an angry and neutral face, and I just love the expression a lot. And yeah, what do you guys think about it? Look at that. Looks impressive, doesn't it? Here it is up close. They really did an amazing job. Whoever was in charge of sculpting this really came a long way with the sculpture and how accurate it is. The details, even the nose, the wrinkles, the eyebrows, the teeth, the lips. Really a big improvement overall with this figure, and very poseable. It's such a big difference when it comes to articulation. This one is definitely a great enhancement compared to the original one. I highly recommend this one. The only negative thing that I have to say about this figure is that it is having such a hard time standing like the original release from SH Monster Arts, where if it's not really posed in a certain stance, here it's fine, but as soon as I move him into a different pose, he has such a hard time standing, and this is what happens. He keeps on falling no matter what I do. The balance is uneven, but as soon as I get him to different poses, the balance is simply not there, and that's because how his feet are sort of in a bendy sort of position. You guys can see how it's curving. That curvature is giving problems with the figure not standing fully straight on the surface. So whenever I'm trying to do this is what happens. Unfortunately, it is suffering from that. And again, this might be my figure, The only way is just balancing the figure, making him hunched over just a little bit, and he should be okay. Besides that, that's the only problem that I do see. And another factor that I want to say is that the pickaxe this time is made out of a soft rubber-like material in a translucent resin or plastic that gives it that effect. Hiya Toys has come a long way from the original release. You can definitely see that through the original figure and the upgrades that we see via the articulation, sculpture-wise, and color, and with the extra accessories. Here's the original, here's the newer release, and you guys can see how this one has abs. Now look how this one is having a hard time bending on the elbows, while this one looks more natural. Look above, you guys can see right here, same thing. This one looks more natural, there's more bending, while this one hardly. And also the segments look unnatural here. You guys can see that this looks like a toy, while this one hides the segments perfectly. How limited it is. You can't even do the original iconic pose where Kong is about to smack Godzilla with his axe. The struggle is very, very real, and even bending the bottom portion, much more natural it is. Look at that. It is incredible. And the pose, no problem. Look at that. I just got Kong to do it. I'm sure that he can hold this if I wanted to. Go. Now, I want to showcase some differences. Okay, so here's a close-up of both figures. And that's the differences on the scratches. There's more here than there is. Now, the abs are just more pronounced on the original than they are here. You can still see them, but not a lot. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, you can see them at a certain angle, but they're not extremely visible. The back section is where you'll see another major difference with both figures. No scratch, different color, different pattern with the details. Here you guys can see one of the main events, and one of the differences that you see is the big scratch that Kong suffered in the movie. There you go. Big difference with the back. The original one can't even do the same pose. It's nearly impossible because the bend is not even there. So that's the difference that I'm talking about. There is a huge difference, and you guys can definitely see the growth that Hiya Toys had over the years. Do I recommend this Kong over the other one? Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching the video. This is RubiGamingx. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next review. Thank you for watching.